Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Contented Narrative. We will be looking at The House at the Edge of Magic. Oh, I'm throwing these books. And it's by Amy Sparks. Now, the premise of this one is it's a witch's curse, a hidden treasure, and a wizard in fluffy slippers. So you've got Nine, who is an orphan, and she's a pickpocket as well. And she basically stumbles across this house. And it's only miniature when she finds it, and then she knocks on the door and it blows up massively. And she enters the house, and there's this curse on the house. And they're basically like, save us. Because if you don't, at the strike of whatever, we're all going to disappear. And now that you're involved in it, you are as well. So it's kind of, Nine is battling between helping someone else because she's never had the help that she needs before, to try and figure out what this curse is, despite the fact that she knows nothing about magic, to try and save these people that actually she doesn't really care too much about, and they're a little bit snobbish towards her, and then to realising kind of like who she is. Now it is considered a kid's book, but I think it's got a nice little whimsical areas to it. It's got nice underlying themes that aren't too in your face. The characters they're nice, you can kind of get along with them. You can see how you didn't, interact. And you do feel for the main characters as well. Like, they're not too badly written. I mean, the wizard's a bit of a... At times I genuinely would love to push him in front of something, but, But it's quite fun with following it, trying to be like, she's trying to figure it out, even though she knows nothing about magic, to then go on to whatever, and so on and so forth. And it's thoroughly enjoyable. And it gets a 3 out of 5 because although it is really enjoyable, it's not one I would probably go back and reread. I enjoyed it when I was reading it. It has a really good story, really good, not really, it has a good plot, good story, good characters, but personally I wouldn't go back and reread it. It will go on my shelf because I'm a library. I don't like just getting rid of books, but it's probably not going to be on my reread list. But it's really sweet because she starts off agreeing to help them in return for this massive jewel. And if she gets this massive jewel, it's going to save her everything, and she'll be able to stay with the rest of the orphans and everything like that in this little pickpocket den. And then, predictably, in these books, she realises that actually she doesn't maybe need the jewel, and maybe she could go somewhere else and she could be something else, and she doesn't need to still be Nine, basically. She can come into her own. So, I mean, give it a go. I always say that kids' books, young adult books, they don't really have an age rating on them for me. I feel like you can read books at any stage of your life. Obviously, adult books are probably less likely to be read by children learning to read because there's some smut and some words that even I struggle to understand. So it's hard because, as I said, it was nice and it was sweet, but it's not one that I was constantly thinking about, and it's not one that I was like, oh, I need to finish this book, I need to know what happened. It was more, I need to finish this book because it's not that long and it's embarrassing if I keep reading it for a week. So, but again, if you want to read it with your children, if you want to read it on your own, give it a go. Let me know what you think, because everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So just remember to keep giving me the support. Thank you so much for everybody that subscribed. Thank you for the returning views. Thank you for people that just stumbling on my channel and watching it. I very much appreciate it. Keep sharing, keep letting people know, keep telling me if there's any books that you want me to read. I've got a bit of time on my hands now, so you never know. But thank you so much for your continued support, and remember to always keep it contento.